I'm here with Christopher Coles, 2026 Jazz Hero in Northeast Ohio, and on faculty at the University of Akron to talk about Akron Jazz Week 26 Overjoyed. Chris Coles, are you overjoyed to see Jazz Week coming the week of April 13th through 16th?
Indeed, I am, Doc. Indeed, I am. I'm very excited. It's already done in my mind. I'm just seeing it through. I've already seen it happen. So, yeah, I'm on to the next one already.
Oh, okay. Well, how many of these 26 have you been a part of, either as a performer, a grad student, organizer, ensemble leader? Probably quite a few,
Um,
right?
yeah, I was here as a graduate student at the University of Akron from 2009 to 2013, and I participated in all the jazz weeks then. I came back for three more in the 2010s. I can't remember the exact year. I remember something with Nestor Torres. I did one with Victor Provost, and then there was one more I think after that that I did. I can't remember, but yeah, five, and then the four that I just threw. So
How many years have you been involved in the management, the organization of the week, though?
uh, this would be the fourth year that I've been involved with curating it.
You and Theron both, Theron Brown?
Yes, yeah. Theron and I both kind of curated. I handle like more of the nuts and bolts of the operation, and Theron kind of he's works getting it out to people in different ways. But I kind of like curate the event, and then Theron helps with like pushing it out, getting it to everyone.
Well, I think it's probably notable to put a pin in the fact that this is happening at the University of Akron this year at a time when a lot of university music programs are being retrenched, And so I think it's important to acknowledge the commitment of the university to putting on a large scale event like this, because it's not an easy undertaking, is it?
It is not. I mean, if it wasn't for the Biddle Jazz Residency and the Murphy Foundation, John Murphy Foundation, we wouldn't be able to do it. But they've graciously donated, and Biddle has like a residency fund, so that's in perpetuity. It grows in perpetuity, and John Murphy, the John Murphy Foundation, we've gotten a grant from them the last 3 years to help kind of subsidize the cost a little bit. So we've been incredibly lucky to have them by our side with this.
So this event is 4 days in April, tax week. So get your taxes done early. I'm doing mine this week, so I can think about this and nothing else. But take us down the list of everything from the initial concert on Monday with the Wind Symphony to the big wrap up in E.J. Thomas Hall. What can people expect to see and hear?
Yeah, so Monday, that's the 13th, I believe. We have Prelude, Fugues, and Riffs. That's the great work by Leonard Bernstein, written for Wind Symphony. That's kind of like it's basically a jazz ensemble. It looks like a big band, but written for Wind Symphony and solo clarinet. That'd be performed by our clarinet professor here, Dr. Stanislav Golovin, and conducted by Dr. Galen Carricker. The students have been working really hard on that. So they'll play that, and we're gonna have this kind of like third stream concert for the first half of that, and then the second half we have alumnus and Akron celebrity Justin Tibbs bringing his group JT Electric Blackout to play, and he's a fan favorite, and he loves working with our students. Like he's here late, and the students are here, so he's like been working with them all year, just like helping them get through things. So the students love him, but the community, he's a community, butterfly. Like he's like all over the place. So it made sense to have him open up the concert here at the University of Akron. That'll be on Monday, and then on Tuesday, Bonegasm, Jennifer Warden's Bonegasm, will come into town, and they're gonna do work with our students Tuesday morning and Tuesday afternoon, and then the Birth of the Cool Ensemble and Jennifer Warden's Bonegasm, they're gonna play at Blue Jazz on Tuesday night. That'll be a 7:30 start, so it'll be a little earlier, but 7:30 start. And then Wednesday we have one of our jazz combos and Wave Magnetic playing at Musica. That's a free concert, I think. Yeah, that's a free concert. Same thing, 7:30 start at Musica. And Thursday we have a big blowdown, hopefully at VJ Thomas, with our combo, and then the jazz ensemble playing with Sherelle Cassidy, who's Sherelle Cassidy and Jennifer Warden. They're our Biddle Jazz residency artists this year. So they'll both be here for 2 days working with the students and then putting on performances. So that's a blowdown of the Jazz Week 2026 Overjoyed.
Yeah. Jen is one of my favorite people. I've had a chance to interview her a couple of times, and she's just great. I love the spirit that she brings. And I imagine she's bringing her husband, John Fedshock, who's a Cleveland native, right? And the second bone of Bonegasm, or maybe he's fourth bone. I don't know. She might have
Uh,
demoted him because she can do that.
when you're the band leader, what you say kind of goes. Jen's a great educator and a fantastic player. I mean, you don't become like first call trombone at Broadway and not be a good player. You know what I mean? And then first call for any large group that's happening in New York City, she's first call. So it's great to have her and have Sherelle and all those guys, that whole band, like the Bonegasm band, like that's going to be an amazing lineup. So it's going to be great to have all of them on campus and breaking bread with our students for 4 days.
Now, what is your during those 4 days? What is your role besides just organizing and curating? I guess I'm asking you to pick up a horn.
Yes, so we have two large group, and the second large group that we have a traditional jazz ensemble, and then the second group we have it was like last semester we did the Nine Lives project here on campus, and then that group kind of condensed a little bit, and it's a septet now, and so we're doing some original music by a couple of the players in the group, and then some arrangements of tunes that like I just thought would be good arrangements for them to learn. And we have a couple local compositions as well. And I'll be playing alto in that group and actually vocoder too. So I'll make my University of Akron singing debut.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get paid double for that and not just scale. Um, no, that's great. How was Overjoyed chosen as the theme for this year? Great song and a great sentiment. What led to that?
Well, Theron and I, we were thinking a lot about. At first, we said gratitude, but gratitude was not as. There was something about it that wasn't as killing. I don't know why we felt that way, but one day I was kind of just walking in and I was just thinking about how much history we have here in the University of Akron sphere, and how that's like, goes all the way back to Howard Street. But then you think about this new influx of musicians. You think like Sam Blakesley, and you think Nathan Paul Davis, Matthew D. Roberts, Philip Anderson, Darren Brown. Like, you go down this list of all these like fantastic musicians that have come through the school, and you think like this is the largest that this program has been since 2020. You can't help but be, overjoyed to see it, and to see it continuing to grow. The level of musicianship and the size, like it's becoming a larger program, at least for a state school in Northeast Ohio. And so, like, I think that's like what we were looking at, is that we have this, what could be the next generation of musicians like us when we were here, 15 years ago. I think we're seeing the beginnings of that same core just in 2026. It does, if that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, it does. Now I'm going to ask you the question that no educator wants to answer, really. Which one of your children is your favorite? But give me some names of some people that we should watch. The next Nathan Paul or Theron Brown or Chris Coles. Who should we keep an eye on?
Well, this incoming class of freshmen, are all of them are like really, I think, special in their own way. They're all pretty raw in a sense where there's things that like they all have to work on. But like if they put forth the effort and become real students of this music, all of them will be playing, probably playing professionally in this area sooner than later, and then beyond. And then there's the usual suspects that have been around for the last couple years. But let me see. I'd say the Schrimbeck brothers, David and Eldon Schrimbeck. They've progressed really nicely. Freshman Bella Wesley has really come along. Cole Kaiser, who's a freshman, who's going to be, I mean, he's probably going to take my gig, my gigs around here. He's really, really playing. I mean, he's really, 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 really playing. Susan Groggs, who's a senior pianist, but is really, really starting to come into her own and like understand her role in music and what she could do, is really great. She's coming along really great. Sela Bear is a freshman bassist playing in the jazz ensemble, and she'll be playing on Wednesday and Thursday. Donovan Schaefer, he's a transfer student, but he runs the sound at Blue a lot of times. But he's a really great alto player, and is coming along. He's really grown a lot this year. The blues saxophonist of the University of Akron, Caden Boss, he sounds amazing, and is coming along really nice. I can name a bunch of them. They're all like really, really great. All of our students here. But yeah, those are a few, I would say. People. Jonas Capicella he's a pianist, playing in graduate student Sam Ross, his combo. And sorry, I didn't add Sam. Sam Sam Ross has been the backbone of the student population this year, and he runs a jam session on Mondays at Bar Phoenix, and he's just been coming to this community and has been gigging all over, like he's been here before, like he's been here his whole life. So we're really excited to have Sam here too. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of students.
Yeah, that's a lot of names. Like that speaks volumes about the strength of the program and the strength of the faculty. And you have been, I think, a bit unusual in being one of the pro players on the scene who will play with anybody. Like you've played with a lot of these kids, including in non-campus situations, kind of professional situations, which is a wonderful thing, I think, to provide that kind of on the stand mentorship, which is something that, is kind of lacking in jazz education in a lot of places these days. Um, what's behind your commitment to playing with these young players side by side and not just in a classroom or a practice room?
I mean, if I don't do it, who will? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm supposedly one of the gateways to the past, because I played with local, what we would say local legends, I've played with those people, and I have somewhat of an idea of what the tradition was like. And Theron and Dan, Anthony, we've all played with a bunch of these people. If we're not playing with them, if we're not playing with the students and saying, this is like, okay, like we want to go in this direction, but when we play something traditional, this is how this should go, or at least we should start from here. If we don't do that, then who's going to teach them? It's not, we have to. It's in order for this music to live, we got to be teaching it to those that are coming after us. And if we're standing on the shoulders of the ancestors, they can stand on our shoulders and see even further. That's what we're supposed to be, gateways to the future.